Jacksville, everyone around the First Coast. Hope you're having a fantastic, and hopefully you're staying dry out there today. We're tracking some rainfall here with you. Nothing severe, but definitely a damp afternoon heading into this evening. Things are going to slowly dry out. So right now I'm just trying my best to put everything out here on social. We're going to get some people in here, but the number one thing is we got scattered showers moving in from the west. Currently some rain moving through downtown Jacksville and some rain showers back towards Lake City. So can we put this up on the full screen? I'm just going to send something out real quick here just to make sure I share this out. If we get, there we go. And yeah, we'll just get right to it here in just a second. But big thing, if you're watching on our social media platforms, let's hear your reports. Let's hear what's going on in your neighborhood. And if you have any questions, not only on the current weather, but the weather heading through Friday, where we got some cold air moving in, and then maybe a little rain snow mix by Sunday as well. All right, you could hear me typing there. That was just me sharing stuff out onto our some of our social media platforms. All right, so let's get into it. Let's do a little radar tour. And if you're, like I said, if you're watching our social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, just make sure you stop by, say hi, let us know how the weather is where you are. So let's zoom right in here. And first off, we are tracking some showers now moving over the Jacksville area, right near downtown. Actually, there you go. That's a look. And then this is a live look from our tower cam. You know that big tower over the tallest structure in Jacksville? Well, we are fortunate enough to have a camera at the top of that, and this is kind of what it looks like looking over the river towards San Marco right now. I got some pretty decent rainfall kicking on in, and this extends right up the river all the way out towards Mayport, Jacks Beach as well, seeing some precipitation. In fact, let's pull up. I'm going to see if I can pull up a camera out at Jacks Beach. Let's see what it kind of looks like over there. Big thing right now, though, none of this is severe. You know, none of this is creating like thunderstorms or anything like that, but it is definitely going to be making for some this kind of messy lunchtime precip here. And also in just a second, I'm going to get to what we're expecting in the forecast, but this is what it looks like at Fort Caroline right now. You kind of see some damp conditions right there at the fort. This is that little fishing pier. And one big thing is actually you can kind of clearly see pretty decent northeasterly wind. That's those ripples in the waters kind of kicking on by. So that's to be expected with this look at the radar. Pulling back the broader picture, we also have some precip kicking out there, just passing the I-75 corridor out towards Lake City, Live Oak area, seeing some pretty decent rain. And then we can extend that back towards north around Waycross, back just towards the east of Bristol, and even extending all the way out towards Savannah. That is the actual kind of front right there. We can kind of see it right just like that. Behind that, there's going to be considerably change up in the temperatures and some pretty decent northerly winds as we go ahead throughout the day here on our Thursday. And then heading into Friday morning, very, very cold air spilling in behind it. So right now, I mean, we do have that steady westerly breeze, as I just showed you out at Fort Caroline. I did mention those ripples, and you can kind of see right there, Jacksville sustained winds about 15 miles per hour. That makes perfect sense. It's not destructive winds, but definitely enough to kind of, you know, blow some trees around and the ripples in the water there and all that. Then we take a look, actually, well, what's this right here? Oh, that's another look at that radar, kind of zooming in on the I-75 corridor. And this really, we go back over here if you're just jumping on right now. Got some decent showers pushing over towards downtown Jacksonville. You know, it's not enough. It's not destructive, but I wouldn't be surprised, for example, zooming in on the Beltway here. This is 295 from Merrill Monument, maybe down towards Atlantic. Actually, I'll see if I can pull up a camera from FDOT right in that area, because I bet you that is some pretty damp conditions right along there. And let's see how traffic is handling it. Well, this is actually looking right at the Southside Connector. And Southside Connector, yeah, I mean, this is it right here. It looks like traffic's moving. Well, actually, I believe that would be the northbound lane on the left. Traffic down to a crawl with some of those showers right there. So this is what you'll expect. You'll get some pretty decent rainfall. Everybody slows down naturally and smartly because, you know, the roads could be slick. Then actually, yeah, so this would be southbound because the reason I can tell that is southbound on the left side is because it's moving away from the Dames Point. And the Dames Point, you can see on the right side of the screen, top right, that's the Dames Point Bridge. So we're looking at I-295 and the south side connector going under it right there. That's kind of that interchange. And yeah, scattered showers, obviously, with that. So causing some slowdowns on the traffic out there, but no flood concerns or anything like that at this point. It's just these scattered showers moving across our area, which that can cause some travel issues. Big thing is with all this cloud cover we're seeing out there right now and this rainfall, we do have temperatures kind of cooling off today, not getting much warmer than that. And then we got much colder air that's going to start to spill in from the north as we go ahead into tomorrow. So tonight, getting down into the 40s by 9, 10, 11 o'clock. That's all thanks to this front. And you can actually see here with our high res, this is our in-house model, showing this rainfall really start to move its way out by 4, 5, 6. And then we get some dry air. Tomorrow morning, there is a chance of some isolated areas of precip, especially south of Jacksonville. Really overnight and early morning. By the time most of you wake up, though, you can see here by 9, 10-ish, a lot of this gets its way out of here, and then things dramatically clear out. So tonight you still could be looking at some kind of soggy conditions. And then even here, this is the HRRR high-res Futurecast. Kind of see this precip kicking on by, and then overnight into tomorrow morning, there's that secondary wave before the actual surface front kicks on through, and that starts to dry us out quite significantly here by Thursday morning. So let's check out our Facebook, see if we have any questions or anything like that. Casper stopped by, said, afternoon, Mother Nature, better keep those snow rumors. This is Florida. Oh, my goodness, Casper, I agree with you, and I'll get to that in just a second. Granted, I do want to mention when I get to the snow rumors that Casper just mentioned in our Facebook channel, that those are just rumors right now. Nothing is concrete and for sure, but I do want to share with you some of the data that we are seeing, and it's reinforced by not only this front, but another front that will form up early next week, and all that cold air, which you can see at International Falls right now at 4 degrees. Wilda Ortiz says 50 degrees in Richmond right now, and then Marcia said, can you show Palatka? And Marcia, I will get to you right now. Let's actually show Palatka, see what we got going on out here. It's a very good, I like to kind of nail down your street view and everything like that. So let's bounce over to Palatka. We'll go towards the south. All right, so what do we got going on out here? Well, it would be helpful if my screen would zoom out. And there you go. Got a little light rain. Got a little light rain at this moment. Then we pull back the picture, though. We do have another wave. And this is kind of that main wave that's going to move through in the next hour or so. So a lot of this stuff is coming in your direction there, Marcia, from the south and west. So I would believe until about 4 or 5 o'clock, you're probably going to continue to see cloudy skies, some damp conditions, light rain. I would more so call it sprinkles out there in Palatka. But one of the other things, and I just mentioned it here a moment ago, is the fact that not only the rain, but just these cloudy skies is going to keep your temperatures into the high 50s to lower 60s. So thank you very much, Marcia, for jumping in. I always like zooming in on your street views. And if you are watching on any of these social platforms where you can comment, I would really like to hear from you. And just let me know what you're seeing right now. And make sure our radars are verifying. But yeah, kicking on through your neighborhood right now, just some kind of cloudy, lighter conditions there. So let's go back to the broader picture I did mention, and that is this big scope here. And after this, if you have any questions or comments or anything, I would like to hear from you. Let's talk about maybe about the forecast, but also about your current conditions as we watch this radar and tracking these showers move across the Jacksonville area. So there's your current temperatures in that broader picture. I'm going to get a sip of coffee real quick. Man, I drink way too much of that. Let's take a look at the ECMWF. Now, this is the European model. It's been pretty good. GFS has leaned a lot warmer than what has actually been transpiring. So I usually been recently leaning a lot on the European model. Now, I just point that out as a forecaster. You don't just look blindly at one model or another. You always try to see what's going on. So what's happening is we have our first front moving through today. This is heading into tonight. And this would be Thursday at 4 p.m. Look how far that cold air does move down. And see these isobars. That is these lines of equal pressure, the kind of orange right there. That is indicating a pretty strong northerly wind. And then you got all of this white. See that there over towards the Appalachians? A little cold air damming. There's a fun term for you. Now, that is going to create some snow and a little bit of uplift across the Appalachians there and all the way down towards maybe even to the Carolinas. That's not going to reach us, but we are going to get that very, very frigid air here on Friday morning. High pressure is going to move in, very dry, and it's going to be absolutely cold. In fact, we do have this weather impact alert that is in place for that said cold air Friday morning. Temps to mid-20s to lower 30s, widespread frost, definitely. One of the big things is, of course, pets, plants, people, and pipes. We always say the P's, but also fire and space heater safety. It always feels like when we get these exceptionally cold temperatures, we always get a report of a fire in a home just because, people start up those heaters and they don't place them in a correct spot, or maybe like those space heaters, propane heaters, the portable ones. Just make sure we're being smart with that, because here on Friday morning, due to that high pressure ridge pushing in overhead, those temperatures are going to be cold. I mean, the coldest by far of the season, not just the year, because of course we are still in early 2026, but of the season here. So those 5 P's there: protect your people, pets, plants, practice fire safety, and your pipes too, because there is that very real chance of some bursting pipes if you have any exposed pipes. One thing that, I grew up in a cold weather climate, just leaving the faucet at a drip, just a drip. You don't have to blast the faucet, but a little bit of a drip. It keeps the water circulating in there. And
can we talk about that too?
Yeah, okay. So Lee's here. I was going to introduce you until you were ready to go here, Lee. So
I'm just butting in. Hey guys.
Hey.
I'm glad you brought that up, because you do have experience with weather like this, where a lot of us don't. And I, as a Floridian, even though I'm a meteorologist, I have heard several different things in my lifetime about dripping pipes. Drip, 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 or a spaghetti stream, like the width of a spaghetti noodle.
Yeah.
And so for you and your experience, only a little drip works, or does it need to be a constant stream?
The bigger the stream, obviously, the better. I am also trying to save you on your water bill. So
right, that's literally where my mind always goes. I'm
yes.
like, my water bill. But when I worked in Alabama, they always said it had to be a spaghetti noodle stream.
And if you have a well, or if you're fortunate enough to have a spring or something where you're not tapped into the city water and not paying for it, do the stream all day, But if you I'm just trying to save you a little bit of money. But as long as it's still flowing.
It's got to keep moving. That makes sense. And
now, if it's one drip every 10 seconds, you're probably...
That would freeze. That makes
yes.
sense.
Yeah.
So a decent drip.
Yes.
And then I also heard that like opening the cabinet like under your sink so the heat from your house gets to the pipes can
That's a
help.
good one. That's a good one.
Is that
That is a good one. That is good. As long as it's like, yeah, you're exposed to the heat. There was one year where it did freeze under like a cabinet, and
Whoa.
my father tasked me with the wonderful job of holding 2 blow dryers at the pipe and until it
things
thawed
I have
out.
never had to do in my life and never even thought about being a Floridian. That is funny.
But hey, if we got a bunch of people actually watching on some social media platforms, Facebook specifically, I'm looking at right now. If you have any tips for de-thawing or keeping your pipes from freezing, let's hear them. I would like to hear from your tips here. Let's get a little interaction here from that. So, we're talking about this cold air that's in the forecast. So one of the other things is people, pets, plants. We hear that all the time, over and over again. But not only for southeastern areas of Georgia, where we typically get that cold air, but look at this freeze watch that's in place all the way down south of the I-4 corridor.
That's crazy.
I mean, shoot, even west or east of Fort Myers, just west of Miami. Iguana watch 100% in place with this. And, well, Lee knows what I'm talking about here. And if you're not from South Florida, or maybe you're just not from Florida, or maybe you've never heard of this before. So iguanas, like, they don't die, but they kind of just stop working.
Stop working.
Like,
They
because
freeze, literally. They just,
yeah.
You like kind of like
They're-
hibernate and just like shut down.
The hibernate, I think, is the best way. They're cold weather. They're cold-blooded, so when it gets too cold, they just don't have the metabolism to go. So they just kind of
Freeze and fall out of the tree.
now fall out of the tree. Now, once the sun hits them, they warm up. They'll be like, all right,
And then
moving on.
If we want to switch over to Max 4, I have temperatures across the state too, because I showed this at the noon newscast how widespread that freeze
Ooh.
freeze watch is.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's just some of your temperatures, and you can see that places like Orlando very close to freezing, Port St. Lucie, and then as you get down towards Miami, so you hear a lot of iguanas falling out of trees when it gets. I mean, you just see iguanas everywhere in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be cold enough, and you will also notice the freeze watch doesn't go that far south, but towards Port St. Lucie, it gets close. So those inland areas there, dropping down towards it. I think farther away from the water in the bay, in the Tampa Bay area, getting down at least if the winds relax enough, or it's a sheltered place, getting some frost in some of those areas too. So it's not just us here on the First Coast. I did notice on Facebook someone commented from Tallahassee. I mean, Tallahassee, your low is 23 degrees Friday morning or around that. So that when it gets to that, that's when I really start worrying about pipes. We were just talking about pipes. And
Well, actually, the same person, Casper here, he's just commented as well and said, when it gets that cold, he takes those hand warmers that you put in your pockets,
Yeah.
and he wraps them around the pipes.
okay, I like it.
I mean, that is it. He wrote here, Florida engineering. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's like I see that as the equivalent of what does Floridians do when there's ice on the windshield? Like your standard ice scrapers, no one has that.
No.
Figure it out.
But don't you never pour water, like hot water, on a windshield. That will crack the windshield, right?
Yes.
So
please
keep
don't.
that in mind.
And I've seen people say, I've done it before, and then it cracked the windshield. It's like,
Why keep testing it?
yeah, okay.
I also kicked the door and didn't break my pinky toe the first time. I'm not going to try
Yeah.
again.
Your car can technically do 120 on the highway. Let's not do it. Let's just not.
Not ideal. Now, it's funny seeing those, like the snow that happened here in the 80s. 89? What was it?
89?
89? I want to say 89.
Yeah.
Seeing the video where people have spatulas trying to scrape their car windshields with like spatulas and stuff like that. 'Cause we just don't
it
have
gives me like this.
anything.
All right, hey, can we flip back to Max 3? We're talking to our digital director, Tate, behind the screen here.
Go, Tate, go.
Woo!
All three of us went woo at the same time. Awesome.
So I briefly mentioned this a minute ago, and then we'll get back to the radar. And I'm glad I got Lee here because we're going to talk about the caveats that go with this, and that this is a model run, and we're going to talk about Sunday. Okay?
Oh,
So we
you
got.
are playing with fire.
I'm playing with fire,
Actually,
but
ice, I guess, technically.
But here's the
Snow.
deal: when we have these streams and everybody that's watching these streams for 30 minutes of us talking weather, I think most of you understand. And the best part about these streams is that, unlike when we're doing linear TV, like at noon, the news at 5, we get like 2 minutes to explain it to you. Here, I could take all day, and if you got questions, let's talk about it. And I got Lee, we're going to talk to each other about this. So this is the ECMWF, which I think has been handling some of these long-range guidances a little better. But the latest run, and this is what she meant, I'm playing with fire here because I'm showing this, you all have access to it anyways, is that it has been showing some frozen precipitation all the way down towards Florida, or at least southeastern areas of Georgia. This is now the GFS is also showing this as well as the ECMWF. We get another low that forms up out of the Gulf, and it reinforces the cold air that is already in. See, if the cold air wasn't here on Friday, I would totally discount it. But the fact that we already have freezing temps, then we could see another round of moisture come in. That's where the snow reality kind of sets in. Let's hear your thoughts, Lee, because I want to hear yours on this as well. Like, do you totally discount this, or do you think, okay, this is a real thing that we should be looking at?
Yeah, I don't discount it. I think it's right to keep on our radar. Now, I just want everyone at home to know we are not saying it is going. I'm not even going to say it. I don't want someone to just clip that.
I've been saying.
I zoomed in.
I'm using the words like frozen precipitation.
Yeah, we're not saying the S word, the weather S word, for sure. But we are putting it on your radar, that weather pun intended, because one thing, so first and foremost, Robert showed you the European model, which has been a bit better. And so that's one we're already looking at and leaning on more in our long-range forecasts. But then he also mentioned that the GFS, the American model, is also showing it. And when you start to get consistency in some models, that's something to really start paying attention to. So now from here, what we're going to do for the next couple of days is see if these models, like especially the European, continues to show it over our area.
Look how far the GFS shows towards. I just pulled this up. I apologize for the framing. And this is why I don't really like the GFS too much right now. I think it's off, but it shows like snow clear down to like Gainesville.
Yeah,
there.
and GFS is more bullish recently.
Yes.
So when it shows snow all the way down to, say, Gainesville, then we're like, okay, we're not going to tell Gainesville they're going to get snow, but maybe Brunswick. We should really start thinking about you.
I'm thinking Waycross.
Waycross.
For sure.
I'm thinking you and me and the Protector and Waycross, just like last year.
Yes.
Y'all heard it here first. We're trying to call that, claim it if it snows.
We're gonna go to Waycross and like you guys.
We love our Waycross people.
It's
fun.
I loved chasing the snow in Waycross.
Me too.
Everybody was so friendly.
I love the people of Waycross, and I also loved the snow tourism people.
Oh, yes.
The people who came from Ponte Vedra, from Jack's Beach, and then I think we got Daytona. But the people who came from Florida to Waycross to show their kids snow or for themselves see snow for the first time. That was really fun. So great group of people that were in Waycross for this last snow event. The people at the hotel that we were staying at, wonderful people. Yeah, just.
Oh, everybody's nice.
Yeah.
I got Nicole here, Truxell, who just said, iguanas must be my spirit animal because I too lose motivation and stop working when it gets too cold. That's like the most Florida statement. I love it.
It is so true. The iguanas, the spirit. I really do. Like, I feel that I lock up when I get too cold. I mean, Robert knows I keep a heated blanket at my desk because even the AC gets too much for me sometimes. So, yes, you and me both. I like that. Iguana is my spirit animal. I used to always say dolphin because I love being in the water and I love dolphins, but I more react like an iguana.
You want to be a dolphin because they're just.
Dolphin, but
in reality,
a lizard that falls out of a tree.
Nicole also just commented and said, "What about Woodbine?" So
Okay,
Nicole there, and so just
so Woodbine would be another place where like flurries that we'd watch for Monday morning.
and
Sunday night, Monday morning.
It would. Yeah, I would say about
Sunday.
sometime Sunday.
Later Sunday.
I mean, we're not sure if it's going to snow or not, yet alone the timing, but Woodbine would be in that Brunswick to Waycross corridor.
And so for it to snow, you need, obviously, rain or moisture. You need cold air. And you need those to line up at the same time. And that's where this is going to be a close call. So both models now trying to show some winter precip on these on their model runs, make us pay attention to that. But does the rain linger long enough for the cold air to arrive and turn that rain into snow, into flurries? We don't know. Now, I think the first main concern as of right now, and Robert, correct me if you see differently, but I would say ice. Because I think at least water would be sitting on some of those surfaces and maybe not falling from the sky, but it could turn to ice once that cold air arrives.
Because first we will see rain across the area too.
Right.
And if you get that rain, then you get that sudden drop.
And that's because we need the cold air to catch up with the rain for it to snow. And if it doesn't catch up with it, we're not going to get snow, but we would still have ice because it would likely freeze all of those puddles, all that leftover rain. But what models are showing now is that cold air might catch up in time. So maybe Sunday, if the cold air arrives. So right now, like our forecast, we've been forecasting highs more in the 40s and 50s on Sunday, which isn't cold enough. But these are kind of trying to show us now, hey, maybe that high that we're seeing is earlier, and that cold air comes blasting in and at least freezes the precip above our heads and it falls to us.
So
still.
It's
There's a lot of
It's tricky.
uncertainties.
It could be just sleet.
It could be sleet.
I think the further north you go, obviously the higher chance of a snowfall there. But right now we just got 20%. I think we're gonna uptick that this afternoon for that rainfall chances. But let's go back to right now. One of the reasons why we're streaming right now, and then we can go back to the snow. I know a lot of people want to talk about that too. Is the rain we're seeing here across the First Coast, and we're actually pretty decent showers working their way out towards Mayport, Ponte Vedra, Nocatee. But then we got another line, which is kind of this main line for today, is moving across Folkston and just south of Waycross. Actually, for Marcia, if you're out there in Woodbine, if you're still watching here, I hope you are. You're probably seeing some light rainfall. Actually, let's see if I can pull up a camera just out from that area here into Georgia. Let's see. I think I got... Here we go. I got one out of Waynesville just there, or there we go. This is a good one. This is out just east of Waycross. Seeing some pretty decent, I shouldn't say decent rain. It's some dreary conditions. It's cloudy skies with some light rain, but I mean that just looks miserable.
Gross.
Yes, exactly. It's right there on the lens, and just meh. That's kind of what you're getting out there right now. So
And then on top of that, the temperature's in the 50s. So it's like extra gross because it's like a colder rain, a cooler rain.
this is my least favorite. Yeah, you can see right there, Waycross at 51. And then you got that cooler air starting to spill in behind that, which is eventually going to lead to the cool down, of course, on Thursday and over here towards Friday.
Yeah, because we've been talking about this cold front. So this rain is out ahead of the cold front. The cold front itself not here yet, not moving through till probably like tomorrow morning, early.
Let's see if I can pull up the satellite picture here.
And so that's why also we have rain right now, but we could have more rain overnight, especially for our southern areas. So looking more at Putnam, St. John's, Flagler, that rain that we'll see overnight into early tomorrow morning, likely the rain that's right along that frontal boundary. So then the front moves through tomorrow, and that's why we have lows in the 40s and highs in the 40s and 50s, because we don't actually really warm up, because as we would have our normal daytime heating, the cooler air is then moving in, and so it kind of blocks a lot of that heating.
Oh, this is much better. So we can actually see the front, the surface cold front's right about there. And we got...
So it's got to move all across the state of Georgia still to get to us.
And then off towards the north, oof, they're already getting some pretty decent of the dirty four-letter word of snow out there. Michigan, Ohio, Indiana. I mean, nothing too surprising to them. That's just another day in January. But
Yeah.
eventually that is going to kind of spill out in our direction here. Let's see. Nicole also said, my 8-year-old is praying for snow. She prayed for it last year too. Oh,
Nicole.
help us. Will you tell her to stop?
Wait. Oh man. Hey, can I put in a few requests with her too? Because obviously someone's listening to her prayers.
Go.
I mean, you know what? As much as I really do not like the cold, you and I have talked about this before. If it's gonna be cold, might as well have some fun with it.
Yes.
Might as well have some snow. So
It's kind of that's where I fall on it too. I mean, if it's like Friday's cold, it's just cold. If you have some snow, I know it's messy on the roads and everything, but at least you got some snow. You got something to talk about, not just
it's something
cold.
different here. It doesn't happen all that often. So we'll see. And then because of that, because it's so rare, it's hard to believe that we had it last year and then we'll have it again this year. But it's just something we're going to watch. So you're saying there's a chance.
Saying there's a chance. So let's. Why don't we take like a little break here?
I'm looking at some weather cameras. You were showing all the snow up north.
Oh, nice. We're going to take a little break then. Maybe we'll bounce up north. We'll leave this radar, or we go make some money, go to a commercial break. If you're watching right now, though, take a minute. Comment. Tell me where the weather is like where you are. 1, 2, if you have any questions. And 3, same question as before. I really, really want to hear it. What do you do to keep your pipes from freezing? Casper already answered this one really well, and I've never heard this before, but you're a legend, sir. And he says he takes hand warmers that you like, those little chemical ones that you put in your pockets, and he wraps them around the pipes. And apparently that works. All right.
I also want you to comment too whether you would want to see snow or would not want to see
There
snow.
we go.
Let's hear that too.
Let's I'm gonna take a tally on that. I'm gonna get a pen and a paper. Let's see, and then we'll tell Nicole's daughter to parade whatever one comes out. All right, we'll be right back. Let's take a short break here. All right, let's get back
Jump
into
scare.
it. Oh, jump! Goodness gracious!
Wake up. We're back.
Nicole was the only person who answered these questions here. She says, "I want to see snow just for one day, just to play in it, and then it can get out of here." That's it. Like,
Actually, she said, "Go on,
go
get."
on and get. Very
on,
South
get.
Georgia.
Yes, that's how I speak too. I like it. She's like, "Go on, get."
Get out of it. Like, I like it. I agree with you. A lot of people tell me, or ask me, excuse me, do you miss the snow? And I say, I honestly do. I miss the snow. I do not miss prolonged cold and snow. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like one day, snow, good.
You seemed like you had a really fun time in New York.
Oh, I loved it.
So that was like what, like 5 days?
That was 5 days. But I was like on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
There is a difference between running
Living
around,
in it,
yes, and then
errands and
5
work.
a.m. going to work in it. It's different realities.
Yes, amen. That makes sense.
So let's track the rain we got going on right now,
Yes.
at least, and that's the reason why we're streaming here. Don't forget though, in 1 hour we do have Weather Watchers Worldwide live today. We're gonna be tracking the rain, and we got some stories. I got a video of a deer and a rhino that I think people are gonna find interesting. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
How's that for a tease? Find out today at 3:00.
Yeah. And right now, I mean, what do you think some of the heaviest of the rain is?
Well, Folkston, Fort White.
We got Folkston right there. Let's do a little.
Here, I'll find a camera.
Yeah, you find a camera, and I'm going to throw up a nice little cross section because I want to stress to everybody that this is not a deep, this is very shallow. When I say shallow, we're talking about the extent of the clouds, especially the very little convective clouds here. This is only up to about 10,000 feet. Now, to put it in perspective, for a thunderstorm, you would need about 25 to 30,000 feet. For a severe storm, like if we had severe weather warnings, now this is a general rule, it's not always the case, closer to like 40,000 feet. So sometimes in the summer when we're tracking some severe weather, we'll do the same exact thing here, and it shows this cloud tops up to about, 30, 40,000. Here it's just showing 10,000. That basically is some stratiform type clouds rolling through with these scattered showers. And then we can actually take a look at did you just pull up a camera?
Yep, so if we go over to Max 4, you'll see what Robert's talking about. And
Okay, that is my camera. So if we could bounce it over to Max 4. All right, because I'm using the, there we go, different source. There
and
you
so,
are.
you see the yellows on the radar, which usually means some heavier rain in summertime. But this is what Robert was talking about. It's more of that steady rain from it's shallower rain. And so it's still gross and not fun. But
Gross is probably the
it's
best
not like
word to
those
describe
downpours.
it. Let's actually, we'll do the downtown camera too. Our tower camera. If you don't mind bouncing it back over to, there we go. Yeah, I love this camera so much. But it gives you a good idea of what we're talking about. This is that stratiform. So it's just kind of like this big shield of cloud cover. And out of that, you kind of get this light, the moderate precip. Not a lot of forcing, not very thick, a little bit elevated, but damp and just kind of messy out here on a lot of our roadways and everything.
Yeah.
And if you find anything else you want to pull up here and just show anybody, please let me know.
I'm just kind of looking around now. Let's see, like kind of over towards Stark. Let's take the Stark camera. It's hard to see on our Stark camera, so that's over on Max 4. But just gross.
Yeah.
Again, I keep using that word. I need a new word. But gray, dreary, rainy. So there's still some steady rain falling over Stark and really all up and down 301. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then let's see. I'm going to actually also... Let's go over towards Lake City. What's happening in Lake City? I don't trust that camera. Give me another.
Yeah, Lake City's getting some damp. Basically the I-75 corridor. And this is the kind of the line we're seeing today. It's not the actual front, but it is that
Lake
line. And yeah, there's Lake City. What is this, a golf course right in there? It feels like it. I think this is the weather stem camera at the Lake City golf course there.
Let's see. I'm going to go to I-10 too.
All right.
I-10's got.
I-10 has some good cameras out there, especially right at the interchange of I-75 and I-10. But the big thing is, nothing too crazy. It doesn't look like people are going slow on the roads out there. There's no real wind to speak of. It's just dreary.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah.
Ugh. That's it. Welcome to Weather Watchers. Ugh. What's the weather today? Ugh.
Tay, do you have that video already loaded in there of the rhino and the deer?
I can have it up in like 2 seconds.
We're gonna take a break from this, and I want to show that.
Well, finally, I kept trying to load this camera of the interchange that you talked about,
Oh.
and it just loaded.
I think he bounced back over to.
You didn't like my
Max.
live cam, Tate?
I'm sorry.
Oh, there it is. There it is. There you go. It's a good camera.
It's
I see a little spray coming up. A little spray. That's the worst when you're driving and you kind of have that like it's not
Just
really
the misty
raining.
stuff that keeps
gross.
getting on your windshield. And then I want to turn my windshield wipers on, and they are finicky, and they'll be like, ah! If it's just like a little bit of rain, they're gonna make all those obnoxious noises.
Ugh.
But, they probably just need new windshield wipers. But I swear they've done it since the
That probably has
beginning.
something to do with it.
Do you want your rhino up?
In just
No,
a minute.
That's worldwide. That's
Well,
safe
I
for
was gonna
worldwide.
tease it. Okay.
No rhino. No rhino. You gotta come back at 3 o'clock to see the rhino.
All right.
Everyone's like, boo.
Well,
I'm a party member.
I'm very excited about this video. All right, let's talk. We're talking enough about the rain here, and I do want to bounce back over to the cold air and the forecast or weather impact alert that is in place as we go ahead into Friday morning. Tomorrow is going to be kind of a transition day when this front actually kicks on through, where we're going to start to see those temperatures go down. But not only that, the wind.
The wind is going to make it really
Yeah.
ugly tomorrow. Like already, it's a cold day. We could get some peaks of sun. Oh, yay. No, the wind is going to make it bad. So I think our highs tomorrow, and you know what? Are you pulling something? Because like I say I can pull some
I was
stuff
trying to pull up
too.
some wind graphics right here. Well, there's our wind chills for, I think, tomorrow.
Yeah, if you wouldn't
No.
mind, can we pull up max 4 really quick just so we're going to explain? So here's your highs for tomorrow. Low 50s, and even for some of you in Southeast Georgia, you're going to stay in the 40s for your highs, because remember, the front moves through tomorrow, so some showers tomorrow morning, and then we really don't warm up too much because that cold air moves in. So 40s and 50s for our highs. However, the wind will be whipping, and that's going to keep wind chills in the 30s and 40s. So while you are dressing for, you're planning for, tomorrow we're going to make it to the low 50s. You have to dress like we're in the low 40s. And for those of you in Waycross, you're going to feel like the 30s all day. Those of us in Florida, we're going to feel like the 40s all day. So just a really ugly day tomorrow. And then, of course, the colder air continues to move in, and we're dealing with that on a Friday morning. Wind chills in the 20s even at the beaches, and where the wind isn't blowing as hard inland, your actual air temperature is really dropping down into the low 20s with widespread frost likely. And so that's why we have the weather impact alert for Friday morning. And, even as a team, we've discussed, should we issue one starting tomorrow afternoon, just because we want people to realize that we are feeling like the 30s and 40s all day tomorrow, and then these temperatures drop, but then that's when it can get dangerous. Wind chills in the 20s, real temperatures in the 20s, that's when pipes are involved, but pets have to come inside. Plants have to be covered up if they're sensitive, and you have to check on your people. And I know we've talked about this already, but I put fire and heater safety in there this time because I just feel like every time it gets really cold, Robert, we unfortunately have a fire story, like
Every
a house
time.
fire. And I just really want everyone to be practicing that fire safety, be as safe as possible. And I know that we already showed the freeze watch, but I kind of want to just show you one more time. Obviously our entire area under that freeze watch, but not just the First Coast. It's also a huge portion of Florida, and there's low temperatures across the entire state, no matter where you're watching from, dropping down to the 20s and the 30s if you are in that freeze watch area.
Just off the fire safety, it's always a fireplace, one of those portable propane heaters. I think there was one earlier this year where somebody just didn't open the chimney So they started a fire and the smoke just kind of stayed inside. Like you got to make sure if you are going to use, like Florida, a lot of homes have fireplaces for some reason, but I don't think anybody uses them until they have to and they just don't know how. And it can end up in, if you don't have it cleaned out, if you don't have it properly ventilated, just make sure
Right. And then the space
you're doing it right.
The space heaters, people will fall asleep with them, but then like your blanket touches it and your blanket catches fire, or it gets knocked over by a pet or a kid and it was too close to a curtain and then that catches on fire. So it's just, they're dangerous. They're necessary to stay warm, but they can be really dangerous with just one mistake. So we ask everyone to be really careful with that. I will say, we always used our fireplace growing up. We loved our fireplace.
I grew up, this is going to show how like rural I grew up in. When I was little, up until I was about 10 or 12, we only had a fireplace. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, my father would, I'd be like, it'd be like July. He'd be outside splitting wood. And I was like, I don't want to split wood. I want to go play. He's like, do you want to freeze and die this winter? And I'm like, no, Dad. Like, all right, get over there and split some wood. Oh, and this is why I live in Florida now, and I have an electric
Childhood
heater.
trauma. I'm just gonna go where it's warm all the
Taught me that the heat isn't free. I'll tell you that.
time. No, it is not. And I think all of us are going to be feeling this unfortunately with our electric bills. And I do know again that's why people use their fireplace, use space heater. And so I'm not telling you not to use it. I'm just begging you to be so careful with it all.
And then, actually, let's throw up this graphic I have here. So the cold that we're going to see on Sunday, Monday, into Tuesday, maybe not quite as cold as Friday, but I think the big difference will be that one has a lot moisture with it and the other one doesn't. So the cold for Friday, it is high pressure. The cold for Sunday into Monday, it's going to be kind of in the back of a low pressure with some moisture out of the Gulf. And that is the absolute biggest difference between those two. So with that, you're still going to be chilly, but we're going to have to start talking about the potential of some frozen precipitation. I
And I
don't know
do
why I
think
said
with
that so
that
loud.
graphic too, it looks like it's just a little, like 32 should be down on the line because some of you will be getting that light freeze at 32.
Yeah.
And then 30 is a little too high up too because more of you get a little bit closer to that hard freeze area.
Yeah, not a great graphic. I'm going to get rid of it.
It was just a little, just move it down just a little for all of you watching at home. I mean, we all pretty much know 32 means a light freeze and bring the plants inside if they can't take the freeze. But all right, so Robert's doing it again.
I'm doing it again. I'm showing it. This is what gets people talking.
We just said practice fire safety, and now you're playing with fire again.
Playing with fire. I'm waiting for the new model run to come in. Let's see if it's updated. I mean, the ECMWF and the GFS is both showing something similar, at least for South Georgia. Maybe not Jacksonville. And also, the closer you get to the coast, models don't tend to take in an effect from the ocean and the river and everything like that. But I think South Georgia, they could. Granted, and this is also in a hindcast situation, the GFS a few days ago, one of our weather models, was for like one run showing snow in Jacksonville today and tomorrow, and then it backed off. So so when you see model runs, or even if you look at your phone, for example,
Just like a hurricane.
if you're in, same with, hurricanes, right? If you look at your phone right now on Waycross, and not the First Coast News app because we update our stuff, but if you look at like the standard phone app, it will show you snow for Sunday. I guarantee it. And so people are going to see that
right now.
What was that?
I'm gonna look it up.
You're going to check it? All right, do it. The standard app, not the First Coast
Oh,
app.
no. Just like your basic.
Yes, your basic iPhone app. So Lee's going to see to try to confirm it here because it will show snow because that doesn't take any human input. It just only takes like the base. Usually it takes the GFS model, and I know the GFS model.
It has. Can I? I'm gonna.
He's going to get right up into the camera.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Oh, you want to see a big?
Good test before you got your.
Tell me. Okay.
All right, you're kind of on it.
You're gonna see the little snowflakes under the rain there.
Yes.
Can you see it?
Yeah,
On the
yeah.
camera? Okay.
So it does show
a
you're
little
at.
bit of wintry precip is what I think it's trying to show a wintry mix. I think that's what that icon means.
So, yeah, I mean, that's why you kind of want that human input with this. And sometimes the models, if you just look at the models, if you're just looking at, a lot of times these people that post stuff on social media, they only just share the model. They don't actually share a forecast. You have to realize that there is a lot more that goes into it. And especially in this situation, could have some warm air intrusion into it. There could be how far this develops north or south out of the Gulf. If it develops further towards the south, of course, it would pull in more cold air. If it develops a little further north, then that rain snow line would be pushed further towards the north, or maybe there wouldn't be one at all. A lot of questions to be had with it, but I think at this point it definitely is very eyebrow raising here. So go back to the. What do you want to do? You want to track some more rain here with everybody?
Sure. I was just looking at the ensemble, and I was like, we could get nerdy and talk about
Ooh,
deterministic versus ensemble.
Do you have some graphics?
But I don't have a graph.
Yeah,
I'm just
see-
on art. But so when we talk about model runs, and we're like, okay, we need consistency among model runs, and another thing that we look at is ensemble runs. So it kind of shows many different outputs, like many different things that could happen. And when you, am I describing this correctly? How do I?
Go for it. I'll let you know if you're talking nonsense.
And
I think it'll be all right.
I think all I'm trying to say is that when we look at ensembles as well, what you need to know is that we're taking into account a lot of different variables. And when that still shows the possibility of maybe snow, that also really gets our attention. And I've only so far checked the ECMWF ensemble, the European model ensemble, but it shows a little bit of a dusting, like 1/10 of maybe some wintry precip. But just many things that we look at, and all we're saying right now is that signs are trying to point towards some sort of wintry precip, at least for our southeastern Georgia counties. And so you'll likely hear us talking about this in the coming days because things could change. We are several days away. And so things will change. Remember, it depends on the timing of that rain and the timing of that cold air, and they have to line up. And that front, we still have to get through our first front before we get to the second front. And great.
Yeah,
graphic,
that's what I was
Albert.
looking for there just now.
That is a great way to describe it. So just remember that, so what we're looking at when we talk about the ensemble runs, we're looking at everything that could change, but things will be changing. That system could slow down. It could speed up. And that's really going to depend then on whether we see wintry precip or not. And so we just beg you to check back in the coming days. We just wanted to kind of let you know what we're looking at. You'll hear about it. You'll hear people talking about it. We are absolutely watching it, but we're not putting a snow icon on the 7-day. We're not saying that. It's just there's too many uncertainties here still.
Yeah, agree. I think it's definitely, like I said, eyebrow raising, and that's about the extent of it right now. I think there's going to be moisture in the area. It really just depends on that freezing line, where it'll be, and how thick it'll be on top of that. Good news, it's a Sunday, so people don't have to, not normal people, not us, don't have to go to work, so, there's
And
that.
Monday is MLK Day.
Oh, it is?
So a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
people wouldn't be at work on Monday either.
Mm.
So, depending on the time, at least when it kind of refreezes, more of an ice concern Monday morning, not as many people on the roads either.
So there's always that, that helps. Football season's over, unfortunately for us. That would be really interesting if there was a game going on out here this Sunday. And we had some mixed precip. This is a hypothetical, but that would have been interesting. To say the least. And it makes me think of the Hurricane Dora and the Beatles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be, if you don't know, the Beatles played at the Gator Bowl at the time.
Same as Everbank now. It was, Gator Bowl then.
And it was the day after Dora, but there were still winds high enough
Because
where...
Dora came back around.
That's
and
right.
was to the north at that point. So
Apparently
they had
Ringo...
Right.
Ringo had to nail the drums down, right? Is that what you were about to say?
Yep, because the winds were still so intense. Because Dora came right back around.
I was not here for that.
What?
I don't think Lee was here either. So maybe a little.
No,
I just
you
read
weren't
it.
here in the 1850s or whatever.
Oh
you
no,
said
that's what we were saying yesterday. Wasn't I know I'm
We like to call Robert
Get
an
up
old
there.
man, I guess.
it's his
Just-
beard.
He is young. He is youthful.
That's all that running I've been doing recently. Do you want to take a little break here? I don't know. We're
Or
not.
we could just wrap up at
Yeah.
2:30 because we're coming back at 3 again for Weather Watchers Worldwide.
I think that's a great idea. Well, okay, let's walk through our radar here again, and we'll wrap up about
Yeah,
2:30.
because that's why we're on right now. For the rain that's out there, gross lunchtime deal. And Robert, is it going to be raining during the evening commute?
I don't think so. I think most of this is going to get out of here. And
Okay.
this is moving. Since we started this about an hour ago, like this batch of rain was well west of Lake City. You see it kind of cruising along here.
Maybe like St. Augustine and points south.
Yeah.
Palatka, Palm Coast. We can't completely clear you, but most of it will be out of here.
That's kind of the backside of it. Jacksonville, backside, 4 o'clock, Ponte Vedra, Palm
Okay.
Coast, maybe
So
5, 6. So as Lee
Ponte
just
Vedra
said.
and south, then we'll just see that for
Yeah.
still some evening commute.
And
And then school gets out, of course, too, a little bit earlier, and this is going to be more of a concern for those getting out of school.
And like I said, it's not anything severe. It's just those kind of slickish roads out there. So, as you mentioned, school getting out, the kiddos, if you have the chance to, if you have the opportunity, I know it's not the same for everybody, to pick up your kid instead of walking, and make sure you at least drive by and chuck an umbrella at them. I don't know. See, this is my father's attitude, I guess. But me making to go chop the wood, he threw an umbrella. No, he didn't do that. But,
Really, you go for it.
so yeah, just you gotta help them out there because it is gonna be damp probably at school pickup out there this afternoon. And then a little breezy, not crazy, a little windy,
But
little
it will
rain.
pick up. The wind is going to pick up. That's what's going to make tomorrow so awful.
And then you see that here, our heaviest, actually, that's a pretty decent looking cell down south of Green Cove.
Oh,
Yeah, little thing, little guy.
okay.
Let's put on the loop here. Let's see what's going on here, because sometimes I think.
Oh, it's been traveling.
Okay, it's been traveling. Because sometimes, since it is kind of chilly, this is going to get really technical for you, for everybody at home. But sometimes, since it's kind of chilly, I think the radar beam hits the freezing line, and it can make the reflections a lot brighter than what they are in reality. So what we did, and what Lee just mentioned there, it's been traveling. So that tells us that actually may have some sort of reality with it.
It's a little
So
brief.
a little brief. Let's see if we got anything over like 20,000 with this.
I was about to say, is it just like a higher cloud top?
That's only like 10,000 feet, 8,000. That's
Interesting
about it.
little thing.
So there's like 5 people there in Putnam County, or actually that looks like Southern Clay, maybe just south of Green Cove, starting to pass over towards I-75. Kind of
Yeah, if you live
little
south
shot.
of Green Cove, let us know if it gets heavy for a real brief moment or two.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of going right for Green Cove. Yeah, right
Yeah.
south. Yeah, maybe
The
right
Shands
near and
Bridge
south.
area. Because you get
Okay.
a little shot of rain. That's about it. Riveting stuff we got going on out here today.
We love it. And if you're watching, you probably like it too.
Yeah, for real. If you're watching
You're
this stream
still
right
watching
now.
as we dissect one downpour. If that, it's not even a downpour. One shower, whatever it is.
So
What is it? What would you call it?
okay, so we
It's
had
not a
this
cell because
discussion.
it's combined, but one.
But that would be kind of a
One-
cumulaform, so that would be
But
strata.
it wasn't very okay.
Maybe. It's kind of in the mix. SHRA.
You're
Yeah.
a pilot, write it and tell us what you would call it.
So we got our front, the surface front, which isn't going to arrive until tomorrow sometime. So for basically the rest of today, cooler temperatures, cloudy skies, passing rain. It really is not beautiful to say the least. This is the next 12 hours. So this is showing Jacksonville, the rain kind of tapering off by 4-ish here, and then we cool down overnight. Not terribly cool, but a little bit cooler here. And then Lee, so what are you thinking about tomorrow morning's rain chance?
So I think it would be more of our southern areas. So we'll say Jacksonville points south. A few light, maybe it's going to be light rainfall. If it doesn't clear out of here that fast. I do think the rain potential is there because the front will be moving through. And so I do think at that point it could pop some rain activity. Light rain activity though. And it gets out of here in the morning. So early morning, if you're an early morning commuter, you could be dealing with rain on your windshield, maybe some slick roads along I-95 in St. Augustine and that area. And then it clears and then the wind picks up. So I think the rain is going to evaporate and we won't have to worry as much about ice. So I do think we're going to get some evaporation with all that wind, but that wind makes it feel even colder and it's ushering in that cold air from the north. So while we start off in the 40s and 50s in the morning, we stay in the 40s and 50s, and the wind makes it feel like the 30s and 40s. And then, so we're talking about, it feels like the 30s and 40s tomorrow afternoon. This time, tomorrow afternoon. And then temperatures continue to drop, and okay, I was trying to see what we're talking about. 7-day forecast. So temperatures drop, and then we see temperatures fall into the 20s. And yes, for those of you at the beaches, you might be around 32 degrees, but towards the beaches, you're going to have more of a breeze. And so it will feel like the 20s. Inland, places like Lake City and Waycross, that breeze could really relax by Friday morning. And we're talking about the potential for frost, like a lot of frost inland, more widespread. So it's you got to pick your poison, really. I mean, frost, not good. Wind chills, no frost, feels colder. Not good. Because 22, like how much colder can you feel or do you want to feel? So.
And this is why we say I would rather have the snow and cold, because at least then you're like, all right, we're having some fun with this.
So so there's your Friday morning lows, and as I mentioned, so you can see we're in the low 30s, but Mayport 33, I think you're going to feel more like 29 with the breeze there. And then those inland spots, our wind chills have not been doing well, the wind chill maps, because it tries to show you warmer because it's just not enough breeze for it. But that's when you could get the frost development, especially in those protected areas behind homes and stuff like that, where you really just don't get any sort of breeze or wind. Those temperatures are really going to plummet. You're going to see frost. That's where you got to protect your pipes.
All right, so let's put a nice little bow on this because we're going to take a half hour off here, and then we're going to come back for Weather Watchers Worldwide in about 30 minutes. We got some interesting video. We got some science to talk about. I actually have some cold weather stuff that is not local because it's worldwide. So, hey. But we're also, the reason why we're going to do it live today, we usually, kind of pre-record it and put some stuff in there, is because we are still tracking some rain in the area. So we'll also touch back in on this as well. So make sure you stop back in on FCN Plus for that. And don't forget at 4:30, also we'll be back again streaming because we're going to
can't get rid of us.
Mm-hmm.
We're here all day.
This is what we do. And I think this weekend's going to be busy too. I mean, we got so much happening between the rollout of Artemis, if it happens, because I think the weather might hinder it. Then we got the cold air tomorrow. Then maybe some more really messy weather Sunday. Man, the next few days are going to be messy.
It's going to be busy. You're going to be seeing a lot of us. That's what we're saying.
Sorry.
Don't get sick of us yet.
So we'll be back in 30 minutes for Weather Watchers Worldwide. So don't go anywhere. Get yourself some lunch and enjoy some more FCN Plus weather geeking out.
That rhino video we've been talking about is coming up at 3 o'clock. You better start
That's a
worldwide
tease.
with it.
That's a tease.
We're going to do it right off the top.
I'll lead with it.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll see you guys.
Watchers Worldwide, where we not only talk about the local weather, but also internationally and nationally, of course. I have meteorologist Lee Southwick with me.
Hi.
Lee, it's been a day.
It has been a day. We're back for your second stream, and I'll be back for a third one here at 4:30 too.
Busy.
Because it's a busy day. Obviously, with worldwide, we are not going to not only focus on local, but yes, it is currently raining. We want you to know that we are keeping a close eye on it. That's why we're doing worldwide live. Usually we pre-record Weather Watchers Worldwide, but we're live today because we want to talk about that rain out there too. And then, as Robert said, we'll get to all these other worldwide weather events as well.
And I mean, if you're watching here from Jacksonville, we actually have a pretty decent little line of showers kicking on through right now.
We can hear it on our roof here in downtown Jacksonville.
It's not severe.
No, but it's decent rain.
Yeah. So we're kind of agreeing, though, at least by the evening rush hour, most of this should be moving out, at least for the metro area.
Yeah, we'll watch those of you heading back to St. Augustine, stuff like that. Ponte Vedra and Point South, we'll watch out for some of that rain around in the 5 o'clock hour, but most of us will be clearing out.
And if you really want more details, of course, on that forecast, be sure to continue to watch FCN Plus through 4:30, because, of course, Lee and Lewis Turner here, our chief meteorologists, are going to be here tracking this for you as well. But for worldwide, we'll come back to that radar, I promise, on that, because I want to keep you posted. We got a few things coming up here. The first one, that's interesting. Check in on the tropics. We also have Iceberg A23A. I want to talk about that. It's kind of an interesting bit of science. And the International Space Station, there's a little bit of an evacuation going on with that, which is kind of interesting in the science world. But first, we've been teasing this all day here on our streams.
Rhino
versus, what do you think at home it is versus? Because it's not what I expected when I first saw Rhino versus. Let's put up the video. We'll see.
Little deer.
Baby deer.
Little deer. Oh, so ferocious. Look at it go.
That deer has the nerve. Yes. You are
Oh my
awesome,
gosh.
deer. That is a bully. That doesn't when you ever see like the little guy kind of beat up the bully, and you're like, you didn't expect that.
I mean, you're saying the deer is the bully.
I was gonna say the rhino.
The deer's the one that kind of seems like it's going at it more. The rhino's more like, you don't want a piece of me, and the deer's like, actually, I do. Actually, I'm coming right now.
This is from a zoo in Poland, and it's weather related. There's snow on the ground, and I don't know how these two just stay in the same enclosure? Are they friends? They grew up together? I want to know the whole backstory.
I mean, if you think about the rhino exhibit at the Jacksonville Zoo, it's not the only thing. There's like gators. There's other things in there.
Well, because I can see like the rhino. No one definitely messes with the rhino unless you're a baby deer. But that
Well,
baby,
if you're that baby deer, yeah.
like I would be worried that the rhino would just like not intentionally but accidentally step on the deer.
Yeah.
But I guess
No, I don't know. Is it a wild? I don't know really Poland, but like, is it a wild deer that got in there, or like?
Right?
I don't know. Like,
how did it end up here? What is that thing?
but that deer is not scared.
All right.
I think the deer won.
I think.
Looking at that
yeah.
video, I think the deer won.
Definitely the final call here after all the rounds is all the votes towards the deer in that
Oh,
one.
deer is so cute. But granted, if that's how that deer acts, I don't want to get near that deer either. Charging at me, charging at everything. Aren't you glad you stuck around from 2 o'clock with our first stream to see that video?
Yes, that's fantastic. And that is Weather Watchers Worldwide. Now let's jump over towards a serious note, though. We are tracking the tropics out there for our friends overseas. We actually,
Not local if you're watching from Jacksonville.
yes,
No,
not in the
don't worry about it.
Atlantic. But we do have a named tropical system in the northern hemisphere. As we all know, typhoon season in the Western Pacific never really ends. And let's throw up some graphics here because we have a tropical depression, borderline tropical storm named
Wow.
Ada. Ada in the Philippines.
Okay.
Has not been named by GMA. In the Western
Okay.
Pacific, it's kind of confusing. They have two different names. One is the global one, and then the Philippines, and I respect it because they get hit by more storms than any other country in the entire world. So they're like, you know what? We're gonna name our own.
We're
Yeah.
our own names.
And all their names are local, like Filipino names.
Yeah,
So
makes
it's
sense.
kind of yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's why the naming system is what it is. It's all supposed to be local names to that region, that basin. So I understand why if they're like we're hit the most, we're gonna make them our names.
Yeah. And they also go alphabetical. The global one doesn't go alphabetical. I like their naming scheme better. I just wish everybody agreed in the Western Pacific on the same naming scheme. It's a little, it gets confusing sometimes because sometimes you'll see it. For example, it's called ATA, but here JTWC uses JMAs, and they have a Tropical Depression 1 because it's not named yet via JMA. That's Japan.
Okay.
So confusing. But the point is, they got a tropical storm off of the coast. It moves towards the north, a tropical depression. It's going to become a tropical storm, and it kind of turn towards the north and really get impacted by the northeast monsoon. So could be seeing some tropical storm strength conditions along the coast, but really a big rainmaker out there. Now, mind you, this is an area of the world that sees super typhoons, so something like this is not completely out of the realm of like I guess fathomability. It's not uncommon. This is not unheard of. In fact, January tropical systems in this area of the Western Pacific do happen. Big issues usually with them is a lot of rainfall out here, Lee.
Yeah. Well, I'm really glad that we have you here to talk about it because, as you say, you're saying it's confusing and you're the expert. So I'm really grateful we got you to explain it all.
Yeah, and it's something that it took me a long time to kind of figure out myself. Like, I worked in Japan on TV for about 10 or 7 years. It was something. And you know what's interesting? Japan is the one that names these storms. But on TV there, they call them by the number nomenclature. So
why?
they'll call this Typhoon Ichiban. So Typhoon number 1. It's just, I don't know, because they just want to make it more confusing.
You heard it here first.
Weather watchers
said it.
worldwide, we're telling you, like, the Western Pacific, it makes you more grateful that the National Hurricane Center and all the countries in the Atlantic do agree on one specific type of nomenclature. It really
Yeah.
makes you appreciate it that much more.
And it's important, honestly, for record keeping and for all of that stuff. So.
Okay. With that said, we're tracking that out there. This is a tropical system. But then I want to take our attention to the southern hemisphere. No tropical systems. Australia did have a landfalling cyclone the other day, but that's since tapered off. And this is in the South Atlantic. Pretty interesting piece of ice. I want to talk more details on that in just a minute. But first, Lee, is it all right if we go to a break?
Let's take that quick break and we'll be right back.
All right. All right, so welcome back. Let's talk a little ice, Lee.
I'm already so cold.
Well, this is a little colder than we got here, so it's kind of hard to see. This is
A cool story and a little sad.
a little sad,
sad.
a little melancholy with this
Yeah.
one. So basically, what we have going on in these, it's kind of hard to find, but I can tell you out here on satellite, it's right about there,
Okay.
right in the middle of that circle, and I'm going
Can we
to zoom
zoom
in
in?
on it. Is right there. Do you see it?
There it is.
That is iceberg A23A. The backstory with this iceberg. It broke off in 1986 in the Weddell Sea just off of Antarctica. And then it kind of ran aground and it sat in the very cold waters there for a long time until about 2020 when everything bad happened in 2020. The iceberg, the winds changed, and then it shifted towards the north. So ever since then, it has been a slow demise. Yeah, right? So it started floating towards north off of South Georgia. And I'm going to go back to last April right here, Lee. Can you see it? It's just southwest of South Georgia.
Okay.
So South Georgia is, to put this in kind of visual context, that island right there in the middle of the screen is about the size, a little bit bigger than like Massachusetts.
Okay.
So that white spot right there, you can kind of see it. If you can't see it, it's right. Oopsies. I'm going to just use my arrow. It's right there. Oh, man, it's not showing up on screen. All right, it's right about here, right in the middle of that. You see the white block? Mm-hmm. All right, so that's where it is on April 9th. And then we can go, now it's a little easier to see, August 9th.
Yep.
It drifted towards the east of, and you can still see it's like the size of Connecticut.
It's huge, yeah.
Now look at this, September comes around. Oh, I know. It's starting to break apart.
No, A23A.
A23A. Oh, and then
And
here's
now it's so little.
it's dying. Now here's one thing in January that you can really see though, and if we go back to September, see how white it is, and then here there's all that blue.
Oh.
So what do you think's going on here?
So it's melting. You're getting to that deeper layer of ice now.
And the more this melts, the more it gets that interaction with wave action, the sooner that this is going to disintegrate. And you can even see, if you look closely, just north on the top side of this, a little bits of icebergs that are breaking off of it. So this thing, 40 years old, at its peak, it was 1,500 square miles in size.
Wow.
It's been drifting out in the South Atlantic and the Weddell Sea there for decades. It is coming to its end. But one thing, Lee, I don't think this isn't really climate change because this happens. These things calve and they break out, and this does happen. But it's just since the satellite era started in like the 60s and 70s, we've been able to track this. It's pretty remarkable just how long it's been sticking around.
And now, how it's kind of remarkable how quickly now it's going downhill. Now that it's been moving, it's just
I would expect
melting.
there's going to be a 24-hour period where it just falls apart.
That will be. I want to see the time lapse of that.
I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. Because remember the Larsen B ice shelf when that broke off in 2005, 06? Like the opening scene of The Day After Tomorrow is about the Larsen B ice shelf breaking. That happened. That was a real event that did take place. The rest of the movie's fake, but that event did take place. And
Hopefully.
and that actually took place over the course of like 48 hours. The whole ice shelf just disintegrated. I think that's going to happen eventually with this iceberg. It's just going to fall apart. It's going to get to a point where it's like the tipping point, and it's going to. That's what the noise it's going to
We've been
make.
making a lot of noises on our streams.
Bleh.
No.
Oh
You
man.
got to give it a real name besides A23A.
I know, right?
You used to name it. You've been watching this thing for 40 years, right?
I'm gonna think it's A23A because it's Antarctica. It's the 23rd. I don't forget what the last day is. But
Awesome. 'Cause it's
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yes.
Little iceberg.
Let's talk about. Let's go from Antarctica up into space now.
Okay.
Because talking about this earlier. Lee, you might have more information on this, or I've looked up
the
some of it.
International Space Station
Yes.
stuff.
So if we could throw up the video here, tell us what's going on from
The
what you've
astronaut
seen.
or the
Okay,
medical
so
concern.
this is actually
Crew
happening
11 is made up of
right
Commander
now.
Zena Cardman,
At 3:30
Station Commander
okay.
Michael Fink.
Let me restart.
Japanese
All right.
astronaut
These four
Kamiya
astronauts
Yui,
on your
and
screen,
Russian cosmonaut
they are
Oleg
leaving the
Plantonov.
International
We
Space
talked to
Station
them
early.
before their
For the
success
first
at
time
prostate
ever, there's
exams
been a
to neck,
medical
heart, and lungs,
evacuation.
noting the
We
risk
don't
for
know
a
which
medical
one of the
event
four has
increases
the medical
with mission
issue. All
duration.
four of
The
them are
space
leaving.
station
They're all
itself
part of
is equipped
SpaceX's
with medical supplies
I think
and
it's,
medicines,
mission
even
Crew
ultrasounds
11.
and blood
They're all part of the
analyzers.
Crew 11.
On the ground,
They
flight
are leaving
surgeons
because
are available
someone, one of them,
24/7.
is having some
Among
There you
sort
go.
of medical
25-year
issue.
NASA veteran
And
Dr.
so
Joe Schmidt, who
they will leave
modified
behind
the
a skeleton
astronaut or
crew
the
on the
medical
International
concern.
Space Station. It's not going to be
Crew
empty,
11
but
is
there will
made
be
up of
3
Commander Zena
left.
Cardman,
It will be 2
Station
Russian
Commander Michael
cosmonauts
Fink,
and
Japanese
1
astronaut
NASA
Kamiya Yui,
astronaut.
and
So
Russian
those 4
cosmonaut
are
Oleg
leaving today
Plantonov.
because
We
one of them
talked
is
to
having a
them
medical
before their success
issue,
at
and
prostate
they want to
exams
make sure it's
to
not an
neck,
emergency.
heart,
They want
and
everyone to know
lungs,
that
noting
it was
the
Wednesday,
risk for a
January
medical
7th,
event
that they
increases
announced this, that
with
they were
mission
going
duration.
to be leaving.
The space
So at
station
3:30,
itself
they're going to get in the
is equipped with
Dragon
medical
capsule,
supplies and medicines,
and that's
even
when
ultrasounds and blood
the hatch
analyzers.
will close
On
at
the
3:30.
ground,
So we're
flight
just coming
surgeons
up on
are
it here in a
available
couple of minutes.
24/7.
And
Among
then
them,
it will
25-year
officially
NASA veteran
undock from the
Dr. Joe
International
Schmidt.
Space Station at 5:05 p.m. From there, it will orbit for about 11 hours, and then they will splash down off the coast of California in the Pacific Ocean. So this is the first time ever in its 25-year history that there is a medical evacuation from the ISS.
And so you just said it's not. What was the difference? You said it's not an emergency.
Yeah, they said it's not an emergency, or else they probably would have just tried to leave them immediately. They don't want anyone to be panicked, but there's enough of a medical concern or medical issue that they're leaving a month early, a month ahead of time, and 2 spacewalks for 2 astronauts have been canceled because of that.
Wow.
But so they're like, don't worry, don't panic. Like everyone is okay with whatever's happening. They just do need to get back down to Earth to get some medical attention.
I wonder, it has to be serious enough because it cost, and also how much, these astronauts are trained their whole life for this. How much does it cost to put an astronaut in space? So, it has to be serious enough where their health is at risk. Somebody.
Yes.
They haven't confirmed who it is. If it's one of the female or male astronauts, and that's good. It's not our business. But and also the fact is, if you're going to send one down, it's cost effective to send them all down, right?
Yeah, because I think they were all going to leave in a month, so they're
Yeah.
just like, let's just wrap this up quickly and send them all back home. And so now, it is going to be a skeleton crew left. Only 3 people left on the ISS.
Wow. But I just find it incredible. It's the first time in 25 years. It's
Because they go
It's
through
interesting.
such extensive, not only training, but evaluations, medical evaluations to make sure they are healthy enough to go up there. And so it's not it's surprising, but it's also not surprising because they have to make sure these people are the healthiest of the healthiest to get up there. But then you said, we're humans. Stuff
Yeah.
happens. And so then it is, it is a little surprising that this is the first time in 25 years that it has to happen. I'm glad they have a plan. They know that stuff happens. But I just hope whoever it is, I hope they're okay and they get the attention they need.
I mean, it's just superhuman anyways. Just dealing with 0G. It's like if you're in free fall constantly.
Yeah. Can we pull up
Ugh.
that video again, too? There's one clip where they're all hugging. So they
might-
did a change of command, and that's
the
one
astronaut
of, that's
or the
one of the
medical
videos you'll
concern.
see.
Oh, right here.
Crew 11 is made up of
That was right
Commander
after.
Zena Cardman,
Yeah, so they did a change of
Station
command,
Commander Michael
and then they
Fink,
all hugged after. And
Japanese
you can just tell
astronaut
how
Kamiya Yui,
they're a family
and
up there. I mean, you're
Russian
just,
cosmonaut Oleg Plantonov.
it's
We
just
talked to
7
them
of you.
before their
And
success
so
at
obviously I
prostate
think everyone
exams
is
to
concerned
neck,
for whoever
heart,
it
and
is who
lungs,
has that
noting
medical issue. And
the
I'm
risk
sure
for a medical
they're
event increases
absolutely
with mission
agreeing
duration.
to go back
the
down
space
to
station
Earth a
itself
month early
is
to get them
equipped
back.
with medical
But,
supplies and
All right,
medicines,
well, I hope
even
in 10 minutes from
ultrasounds
now
and
they'll
blood
be
analyzers.
docking or
On the ground,
undocking, I
flight
should
surgeons-
say.
Oh,
and,
no, not undocking. Sorry, they're closing the hatch.
Closing the hatch.
in 10 minutes, and then they're undocking at 5:05.
Oh.
And if you want to watch that whole undocking process, NASA is doing a live stream of it, so you can stream that around 5:00.
Nice. All right. Well, for us here, we are going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to come back and let's track a little radar out here. We got to track in some weather. weather across the First Coast. Maybe we can hint about some cold air coming in on Friday as well here on Weather Watchers Worldwide. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. Let's talk a little rain. Tracking some showers out here right now, Lee.
Yeah, this rain's still moving through, so it looks like the heaviest now pushing out towards the beaches.
Not a good beach day, I'll tell you that.
No.
I did go for a run this morning. It felt kind of good. It was
Okay.
before like the heavier stuff started coming in.
Are you going to run Friday morning? When it's 20?
Well, I'm on GMJ Friday
degree.
morning.
Ah.
Would I? Yeah, I got some thermals that will, but it's still going to be.
It's like your throat burns because that cold air is...
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad I did this morning because the next few days are not going to be great for it. But right now, Placa is getting some pretty decent range south there, Putnam County. All of this is moving towards the east. Actually, just pull up the. Let's give a quick look at the timing here, and. What is it? Moving out of Jacksonville by about. But I think during your 4:30 stream, a lot of this will be on the backside of Jacksonville.
Cool.
Then watching out towards.
Get it
5,
out of here
6.
before the evening commute. That is the goal. But we're not completely done with the rain just yet. For some of you, in our southern areas, yes, that line has to move through. But then you could get more overnight. Earlier this morning, this is the graph model. It was showing rain around 1 a.m.
There you go.
There you go. So that rain comes in overnight. And then even a few sprinkles around 6 a.m. So if you're an early commuter, you could be dealing with some rain out there early in the morning. Maybe some slick roads still later, but then those winds are going to come in. It's going to evaporate the water, but it's going to make things feel really cold. Wind chills staying in the 30s and 40s tomorrow afternoon. This time tomorrow, parka weather. I mean, I'm a wimp. Parka for me. 30s and 40s for our feels like temperature. And then Friday morning, that's what you're looking at your screen now, that weather impact.
Friday is definitely parka weather. I'll give it to you on that. Friday is
I'm saying it for
winter hat, good, just gloves. Gloves are one thing Floridians just don't appreciate enough.
Don't really have.
Don't really have, yeah.
Every time I've gotten a
40 degrees out and you put on some light gloves and you're just like, you know what? I'm not miserable anymore.
fair. I will say too, gloves, the hat, the scarf, it's actually really important when it gets down to the 20s because those wind chills can be tough on our skin. So I really do want people to be bundled up like that by Friday morning. That's going to be a rough go.
Or you can just grow a beard like me.
I'll try. Maybe by
If
Friday.
you squeeze really hard.
I'll try.
I will admit, the beard when I was up north, it does help. It's especially when it gets snow on you and stuff. different world. That's it. There you go. That's what you got. You got the right idea there, Lee. And then high pressure, though. At least it's going to be dry. And then we're still all evening and into tomorrow, and especially Friday. We're going to be watching what could potentially happen over the weekend. There could be some messy weather. We'll leave it at that. Heading into our area by Sunday. So something to watch out for.
Yeah, like Sunday morning, something that we'll be watching for, especially those of you in Southeast Georgia. Just check back in with us about Sunday morning.
So it looks like Lou did just update this. He's increased that chance of rain for Sunday as well. And we're probably going to have a weather impact alert for Sunday morning because of that messy
And then maybe
weather.
even Monday morning just for the 20s again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 28. Ugh.
So, yeah, we'll keep you guys updated. Lou and I will be back at 4:30. So we will see you then. Robert, you got to work the morning show. So Godspeed, get out of here and go to bed.
All right. Do we have time? Or we got?
Oh, yeah. We're going to leave you guys with the best video.
The best video in
how
the
we
world.
started. Let's end it.
All right. I hope you have a fantastic day. We'll have a little commentary on here of our rhino versus a deer. Yes. There you go. This is great.
Look at that little deer go.
This is weather.
The deer is bullying the rhino. You said the rhino is the bully. The deer is bullying
I think
the
rhino is like that high school bully that when somebody stands up to him, you're like, oh, hold on. That's what I'll say.
The rhino is actively trying to get away, and
This
the
is
deer
tr-
keeps coming at it. Look,
is true.
it's running away, and the deer's chasing it, and then it dips.
Run, rhino. Hope you all have a fantastic day.